I do like Krabby Patties. Go to work. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome to Nerd Locker Podcast, your podcast for where you have all your movies, entertainment, and video games. Everything that you can do.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. So yeah, welcome to Nerd Locker Podcast. This is episode 8, and we are talking about The Last of Us, which we talked about in our monthly bonus episode last month. Dude.
Oh my god.
First off, fun fact, guys. I don't know if you've noticed, but in Oliver's shot, he has these little like dangly keychains.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah,
these are actually they're like The Last of Us. Yeah.
They're little tiny like game cases.
Yeah, they're super cool.
Of The Last of Us. Yeah.
So obviously that
I
makes
never knew that you could see that on the camera.
which shows you're a big fan. Like that's been since
yeah.
episode 1.
Yeah, definitely.
At least for the last 2 months. No, I'm just kidding.
That's not supposed to be
Definitely
live.
a lot more. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about episodes 2 and 3. So episode 2, which is funny because when we were talking about episode 1, you gave a spoiler saying that Tess is gonna die.
I did.
And then
behold, episode 2,
full spoilers, Tess dead.
Tess died.
Tess
Tess be dead. Wait.
Rest in peace and in memoriam.
Annie
Wershing.
Worshing.
She passed away. Hope everything is good with her family, and we send our condolences out because that is super sad.
Yeah, she's also like a really incredible voice actor, honestly.
She was also in Supernatural.
She was in Supernatural for an episode, and
we're actually big fans of. Yeah,
she was also in Anthem. If you've ever played the game before,
mm-hmm.
But it seemed like she was a lot in a lot of one episode type things, and she started to launch her voice acting career through video games. Got kind of late on, but yeah, unfortunately, she did kind of pass away.
Yeah. So rest in peace, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are.
Yeah.
But yeah, so back to episode 2. Crazy stuff. You know, we got to
It was a pretty intense episode.
Yeah, we got more of Ellie talking about her being immune, essentially.
Right.
And then Tess. Okay, so I did watch gameplay. I don't remember a lot of the gameplay.
Okay.
Did Tess die in similar way in the game?
It's very similar. It wasn't due to zombies. If I remember correctly, it was due to soldiers. And someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure there were soldiers that were ambushing them in that kind of similar area.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tess decided, like, hey, leave. I'm bitten anyway.
Gotcha. Okay,
and
so she was still bit, though.
And it was shot for shot where Ellie was like, oh my gosh, she's bit.
Gotcha.
And then Joel.
Which is weird. How did Ellie know?
So I had a conversation with someone about this. I think Ellie is more intuitive than people think. Ellie.
Do you think like in the show compared to the game, or do you think
in both? Character? In general, like the character, I think people like don't give her much credit, especially in the beginning, because we don't know what she's experienced before. I think she's just picked up like, oh, she's doing this. She got bit, which means it sounds like this has happened before to Ellie.
Okay.
And I had a whole conversation with somebody. Shout out to nobody, but
they don't have a name.
No. Shout out to Joe, dude. Shout out to Joe. We had a whole conversation about this, and he was like, "Dude, I don't get it."
Yeah,
but
like
it was shot for shot from game to.
That's cool. Okay.
To the TV show.
Like, do you think, like going into episode 2 and seeing first off, the girl that plays Ellie, she's great.
She's doing
like
so
her timing on her lines, just like even like when I was like, "Can I get a gun?" and they're like, "No," and she's like, "Fine, I'll throw a fucking sandwich at you." Like it's just so funny. Like her little things, even just like
her sarcasm is like
just the quick like when Joel's talking and she was like, "Fuck you, dude!" Like just like that. It's just like these golden moments where it's just like this 15-year-old
doing really well,
and also like, and we'll get more into it when we get into episode 3, but like it's just really cool to see something in an apocalypse, which obviously last time we talked about this, we talked about Walking Dead and World Beyond, where we had those characters that were born after the apocalypse. But just to see her really
almost broke something.
Yeah. But to see her like really like being in the car, like, whoa, this is like a spaceship, man.
Oh yeah.
Like those kind of things. Which is kind of funny that she said that, because I remember when I first got my my car, what was it, a couple of years ago, and like when it started up with the push button, you said the same thing about my car. You're like, man, it's like a spaceship.
Did I really say that?
Yeah, because you don't hear it start up.
Oh,
and stuff like that.
that.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird, like just these different things, and it just relates to real life in so many ways because
So-
cars are becoming basically spaceships. I
That's-
saw that Bentley today.
Oh, that Bentley was insane.
Anyways, so quick break. Our light just died, but I just fixed it. So essentially, again, it's just so cool how much it relates to like today, essentially, because they're in 2023,
Right.
and we've talked about this before, but like they never dealt with like Barack Obama or
No.
Donald Trump.
They
Like
don't talk about any
they
of
don't know
those.
about any of
They
like
don't talk about any of that.
there's so many things that didn't happen.
Which
the
is fine.
iPhone never happened because the first iPhone
Right.
came out in 2007.
Right. So we're basically taking everything. I think it was 2003, right? Is when the show started.
Yeah,
And we're skipping everything that we know,
yeah,
and we're just playing with stuff from 2003,
yeah.
which is cool.
It is.
I like that.
Yeah, like the cars, the technology that was around at
Yeah,
the time.
right.
Like,
There's a reference. Oh wait, I'm trying to think. If it's the right episode. Ellie mentioned something about an arcade game.
yes,
That was episode 2, right?
yeah,
So that is also mentioned in the game. That arcade game is an Easter egg for the company Donnie Dog that also made that arcade game.
oh, that's
way
cool.
back when. And so I'm glad they made that reference because it's
Mhm.
optional in the
Yeah.
game. But in the show, they're like, "Oh, sick! Here's a game I could play." That was super fun.
And then like, just the advancement in technology. Like, obviously, it's HBO. They have a big budget,
Right.
so just like the different creatures and just like the whole like that whole scene where they're trying to be quiet and everything, and then they just pop out of nowhere, and I'm like, okay, so like full thing about me, I hate like like the holes in
Holes.
the bodies, like
Holes
that.
in bodies.
Like where people have like it's a certain kind of phobia I have.
Yeah,
yeah.
the whole the holes thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
my,
yeah.
my brother has that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like something like that. So with this, it kind of brings up the same thing because of the way their faces are and
Really?
everything. A part of me wants to just like
Oh, it's like this, right? Like
poke
this
it
holes?
out.
Like
yeah,
this?
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Like it just gives me the same kind of feeling with the way that, like I feel like you could pull them out or like pop them kind of thing,
Oh.
and it freaks me out a little bit. Yeah, so I can't really look at that. But just to see the difference, and then did she like have someone?
Do you want to know a part I didn't like?
What part?
You might be. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I was saying like when the I want to say zombie, but what do we call them? Cephalus something, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like the whole makeout session thing.
Did not happen.
It didn't happen in the game.
Did not happen.
Do you think?
No idea why.
Do you? I'm trying to think. Like, it wasn't a romance.
No,
thing,
no, it wasn't.
but
I
it's
think
the
it's
transferring.
it's definitely an acknowledgement that they are infected,
yeah.
and that never happened. I thought it was weird. Can you imagine these
Little tentacles
tendrils,
going
little
down your
tendrils He's probably really good at making out.
Honestly, yeah, probably a different kind of feeling. That's why she took a second. She was
She's
like,
like, oh.
wait, do I want to do this? No,
There's
I should do this.
Another thing I didn't like, she struggles so much with the lighter, but there's so many grenades around.
Yeah.
But
like, I don't know. It's always the same trope in everything, and like what we
the
referenced
intensity,
Supernatural and stuff
the
like that. Like,
build up.
yeah, but I mean, I've messed with a lot of lighters before, and I'm sorry. Like the fact that she was like doing this kind of quietly, I would have been with both hands, like, come on, like trying to cover it up, like, let's go.
Yeah. Yo, can we fucking
Yeah.
go? I ain't trying to make out with nobody.
Yeah, like I get it for dramatic things with like I don't know. I feel like lately I just want a little more realism in my entertainment and my shows and movies.
Well, yeah, that's
But-
why I think just pull a grenade and toss it.
Well, they did
and
toss them on the ground. Like that's what she
they
did. Like
threw-
she chose
threw like 13.
yes, so she
I like
can
how
like
we're
light
looking
them
at
all
it,
up
like, all the
as they're
grenades.
right here. Yeah.
Gasoline grenades, right?
But yeah, watch easily. But now I don't know. Is there anything else you want to touch on episode 2? Because I feel like the bulk of this is gonna be episode 3.
Not really.
Anything
I'm
that you
curious.
really liked about it, other than saying like the things you didn't?
I mean, the whole rest of the episode, the dialogue alone was great.
The dialogue was great,
Dude, I'm so jealous of Ellie having that Sammy though. Oh man.
right? Yeah,
They're like, you got a sandwich with meat, and they're like over there eating jerky.
right. Yeah. So let's talk about episode 3.
Oh my God, do we have to?
We do.
Oh Jesus!
All right, so this is gonna be the bulk of it, and we're gonna go over a couple of things, and then we're gonna go over our last thoughts of what's coming happen next. So, episode 3, legit live action Up. It was.
Did you cry?
I did.
Oh my God!
I watched it twice. Cried both times.
Oh my God! It was so good.
It's just like talking about good acting.
It was by both of them,
dude. It was because I'm not gonna lie. I think it was for everyone because everyone is, even if you're used to the game, you don't get any of Bill.
No.
You just get reference. He talks about his partner.
You get one thing. So
Frank talks about his partner in the game.
You get zero background, which I was super surprised that they decided to do, but it was a smart direction. Oh my God, it was so well done. I can't even. The only thing in the game is like you're with Joel. Well, I'm sorry, Bill and Joel and Ellie. They kind of walk in and they find Bob. No, Bill. Fuck. Yeah, Joel and Bob. They walk in and dude, and he's like devastated that he hung himself.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, that's my fucking partner. And like you feel that emotion there, and Joel's like, oh shit. But yeah, in this we get the full build up.
The full build up to a different ending.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like
that's what's insane to me.
I feel like the people that like you probably watching it was expecting like, okay, he's gonna eventually hang himself. Like,
but no,
that's probably where, because I remember that part because I thought it was gonna happen when he went to bed. Before he decided it was his last day.
Yeah.
And like he was in bed and he wasn't like he wasn't sleeping yet. I'm like, oh, he's gonna wake up to him hanging.
Dude.
Like that's what I thought.
That might hurt more.
But the fact that, because it didn't make sense for a love story. Like there's no way that he was gonna like go out without telling him.
Right.
And the fact that he said like, just give me one last good day. And
so
like
cute.
Him with the sleeping pills. Because when he did the first bottle of wine, I thought that's when it was gonna happen. I didn't realize it was gonna be another bottle of wine. So it wasn't until like he came in with the next bottle, I'm like, oh, I bet you that whole thing is full of it. I bet you. Like I was telling myself, because I watched it by myself in my bed. I was like, I bet you it was that.
Dude.
And then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, enough to kill a horse. And I'm like, dude. And I also find it very respectful that in his letter he's like, don't come in. We left the window open, like it's not gonna smell. And then even like the last shot where they're panning out and you see the window open.
Yep.
Dude.
Damn.
Nick Offerman. Like,
Offerman
as a
fucking
comedy actor, amazing. But as a dramatic actor, I think he is so much better. And I'm not saying he shouldn't do comedy. I'm just like, there's certain like, for example, I personally, in my opinion, not everyone agrees, I think Adam Sandler is a better dramatic actor than a comedic actor. And I love him in comedy.
Uncut Gems?
Yeah, Uncut Gems, even in Spanglish. But there's a couple other ones he's done where it's
I would agree. I mean, Jim Carrey's pretty good at
Jim Carrey as well. I think it's like they do wonderful in comedy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
But they just do loads better. Like I feel like if those comedians did more dramatic roles throughout their careers, they would have like won Academy Awards and Oscars and stuff like that.
They would be up there.
Yeah. And I think Nick Offerman is one of those people where just like he could do anything, but there's definitely like strengths that he just hasn't honed in on yet that I hope that this eventually like maybe we'll see him in more dramatic roles in the future.
Hopefully.
I think who's another one? It's on the tip of my tongue. The guy from Step Brothers, not Will Ferrell.
Oh, John C. Reilly.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was in a couple of dramatic roles I've seen him in, and he's also
in Guardians,
phenomenal. Too. Yeah, like he does a lot of good dramatic roles as well.
He does really well.
I don't know if I've ever seen Will Ferrell in a dramatic role.
Stranger Than Fiction is kinda not so much. Not really. Not
I feel like
super
he
dramatic.
needs to. Yeah, he needs to be in a. I feel like he could. I feel like he
could probably definitely do it. The thing is, Will Ferrell improvs so much in his roles. It kind of makes it hard to be dramatic.
I love when he had like that everyone believing for a little bit of time that he was Marshmallow.
Oh,
yeah, where he like convinced people. Yeah,
I had no idea.
Everyone was wondering who Marshmallow was, and for a while had everyone convinced it was him.
I didn't know that. Yeah. That's so funny.
But back to The Last of Us. I think the whole like it's a very long episode, and it's like you get the beginning where you have like Joel and Ellie like going through losing Tess,
Yeah.
and then moving on to where they need to go, and he's like, it's a 5-hour hike,
Yeah.
and blah blah blah.
I
And
also
you're, like,
love how
wondering,
closed off Joel is
yeah,
about Tess.
yeah, at
Because that was
first,
never disclosed in the game on like if they were a thing or not.
yeah,
And he's like super like no.
because yeah, I mean, especially with even towards the end, even though it kind of seems like he was starting to accept her, I don't believe that that's where it's at because of the letter that was left, where he says like, take care of Tess, and it's like Joel has to realize like,
Dude, that hurt.
I didn't take care of her, and like, can I take care of this girl when I couldn't even take care of my daughter, my lover?
Yeah,
and now,
right. He's like in a struggle right now.
yeah, and it's definitely just like seeing, and also like Ellie's instant understanding of both of these characters and like these people, and like knowing like, I trust you guys, I know you're good people even though you claim you're not, because she's definitely still affected by losing Tess, even though they weren't together that long, but it's because she knew you guys may think you're bad people, but everyone's bad.
True.
Just like when Frank told Bill like, everyone, the government are Nazis or whatever, and he was like, well, yeah, now they are, but they weren't then. But it just like seeing how they were developing that town together and like trying to make a life for themselves with just them two, and then also like go Nick Offerman on singing, right?
For real.
Not that bad. Not the best.
It was pretty good though.
Pretty good. And then I'm not gonna lie, it definitely, like, I wanted to see the bodies. I kind of wanted to see the bodies because the thing that we don't know is, did they ever establish how much time it's been since killing themselves?
Yeah, they didn't.
And them showing up. I'm assuming it hadn't been that long because of the food. The food was left and there was flies,
That's
but
true.
they left the window open, which means flies are going to come in quickly. Like, flies will fly into this house right now if we left the window open for 5 minutes.
I wonder, it couldn't, I don't know.
I'm going to say at least a couple days.
Yeah, that probably makes sense.
I think they were...
What food did they eat? Did they show it?
Yeah, it was like the steak and stuff that he made him.
So it couldn't
the
have
first
been that
day.
long.
Yeah, because it was still there.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't deteriorated food. It was just, like, flies around it. So it's got to be at least, maybe at the most a week.
Yeah, probably.
That they missed them. Yeah. So their bodies wouldn't be as decomposed as we would think. Maybe. I don't know. They were older.
I don't think so either. They were.
The
one thing that what time is it? Okay. The one thing that I am very sorely soured that they didn't include in the game, you have such a great dynamic between Ellie and Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, it's hilarious.
Oh no, it's Frank in the game.
Oh fuck, it's Frank
in the game. Yeah.
In the game, it's Frank. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have such a good like dynamic between both of them, where like Frank's like, "Don't touch that," and he's like, "Oh, shut up, dickhead." You know, like
yeah,
they just insult each other so much, and it's hilarious. But we're not gonna ever see that in the show, unfortunately. But play the game. No sponsor.
Yeah, the game is great. Like, regardless if you watch the whole series and then want to go back to play the games, you're gonna get a different experience.
Get a totally different experience.
You know, and I think it might be even better for some people because you're getting a backstory to people that, for the most part, are probably still applicable to the game, but you're not getting that.
Right, you're gonna know. Yeah, you're gonna know.
Like, you're gonna see Frank and be like, "Oh,
watching the
I know
show
your
and then
backstory."
playing the game, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, that's the guy." That oh man.
You know, and it's different enough. And now I guess what we'll do some closing thoughts on are they just got renewed for season 2.
Okay.
And they confirmed that it's going to cover the second game.
The second game.
We talked about this before. I firmly believe that they're going, because how long, you said it was years between 1 and 2, right?
It's at least grown up.
At least 6 years, right? About?
Past 18.
Give or take?
Yeah.
Okay. So they can cover that in a season, or I think they will. I think they'll cover a good chunk of time in one season, and it'll probably end with, spoiler, Joel's death.
Mm-hmm.
And then season 3 will probably take up whatever was after that from the game. Because I don't think Pedro Pascal is going to come in and get killed off so quickly. I don't think it will be good for viewership because the people that haven't played the games would probably check out mentally, just like when they did when Rick left The Walking Dead.
Right.
You're not going to get rid of your mainstay actor like that.
And
doesn't mean you can't use flashbacks, but like I don't think like season 2 is going to open up kill off Joel. I think it's season 2 kill him or a cliffhanger, open up season 3, kill him.
All right, what about this? They start off and Joel's already dead.
I don't think.
Hold on. But they go through Ellie's like basically story, the revenge story that you play through, and there are flashbacks of like Ellie and Joel throughout the years, and then it shows off like when he dies, which is showing the revenge on the journey she's on.
Maybe they could do that.
I think they could probably be sold.
I don't know. Well, I guess it just depends on where they want to because they have the same leeway as Walking Dead, Invincible, anything else that's adapted. They can, if they go far enough away, which they already have started episode 3 by like giving backstory. They're already strained kind of off the path to where they can still circle back, but they can do whatever they want to.
Right.
Especially with the fact that just like with Bill and Frank, and there was no backstory in the games. You don't know the time between 1 and 2.
I'm kind of scared. They could kill Joel off like next episode.
Well, I mean, like if you don't know, I don't think they'll do that. But like since you don't know what happens in the years between 1 and 2 fully, that's so much like empty whiteboard to go by. But I guess I look at it as they have a podcast for the show themselves. Right. They do behind the scenes afterwards, which I think most HBO Max does, and so does AMC.
I think there was a Peacemaker.
A lot of the streamer,
the
streaming services give that extra afterwards and stuff. So like, I don't know. I just think they're investing a lot into this. I don't think that he's gonna like up and go.
No, he's definitely up and rising.
But question I have to ask, talking about spoilers. Going back to episode 2, one other thing I just remembered. Ellie or Tess tells Ellie like, "Is anyone gonna look for you? Like a parent, mom, dad, boyfriend?" And she's like, "Orphan," and no. If I'm not mistaken, in the games, you realize that Ellie is a lesbian, right? Gay?
Correct.
Yeah. So, and the person that she was at the mall with was her girlfriend. Kind of her crush.
It was her crush. She was very
also
young.
Her friend. Yeah.
It's the same game. I believe that she that's a whole like side story. I don't know if they'll tap into that or not.
I think they will. I mean, they've already made mention of it. I think they will. I think because they already showed like people that are going to be in the show, like promotional photos, and they have that girl.
Oh, then they're probably
so they're going to probably show a flashback.
So it was a DLC in the game.
So they'll show how she originally got.
She originally, in the mall.
Yeah.
And that's actually where they make the game reference, the arcade game.
Gotcha. Okay. So so like we'll probably go back to that at some point. In like probably in this car ride to wherever they're going, she might tell Joel, like because he's probably gonna ask her what happened when that original one happened. Because like right now, okay, I get you're not getting infected, but like what happened right now originally, they're not differently.
Well, actually, wait, are they kind of open with each other right now? I mean, Joel kind of opened up a little.
Yeah, because he told her about how it all started.
Yeah.
The flour and everything, which is so cool. How that goes back to like the pancake mix he made his kid.
Oh, hold on. There's more than that.
But he said only if you eat enough of it did you get go crazy.
Oh, can you fix this? I don't know how much time I have left. There was one thing I wanted to say. Shit.
We're good.
Okay. There's one thing I wanted to say. They almost got infected so many times in the first episode. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So the pancake mix, he forgot.
Yep.
And then the grandfather offered them biscuits.
Yep.
And then he forgot to pick up the cake.
Yeah.
What?
So many things.
What?
That could have gotten him. But this is the thing, though. And last thing, I've said it so many times, spoilers, and we're going to end it on this last thought. How does Joel die in the game?
Do you really want to know?
I do really want to know.
Revenge from somebody else.
Someone kills him.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't get affected or anything.
Nope.
He
gets slaughtered because the doctors in the office that want to in order to find out what's happening with Ellie, they have to kill her. And he's like, no. So he kills all the doctors in the office.
Gotcha.
The daughter of one of those doctors is Abby, who's hunting Joel.
Gotcha. So she kills him.
And it's fucking brutal. Right in front of Ellie.
How? Knife, gun? How did she do this?
I think it's a golf club.
Oh, gotcha.
I think it was a 9-iron.
Okay. So with that in mind, like, do you think, let's say they decide.
You gotta speed it up,
like
bud.
Curveball, they don't kill Joel.
I don't know if I'd like it.
But do you think Joel was also immune? Do you think, like, even if they kill him, do you think that maybe there was a
No.
chance that he was also immune?
No, I don't think
Or
so.
even his kid? Because, like, both of them don't die by infected.
No, they died for bullets. But I don't. Honestly, Joel dying sold the second game for me.
Okay.
Because realistically, Joel's a piece of shit. He kills a lot of people.
For what reason?
For just to protect Ellie.
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So like,
do you think that
he's not the
people in
best
Walking Dead are
character
pieces
to.
of shit because they killed to protect?
God, I feel like we should save this for a different podcast.
That's fine. So yeah. Well, I guess okay. So with the next episodes coming out and stuff like that, did they? I think this is 10 episodes for this first one.
I think it is too.
Okay. So I guess overall, like, do you want them to still do what they've been doing, where it's like not exactly going whole left field, but like more of just like, oh, we're gonna give you more backstory, we're gonna give you more.
No, I want more backstory,
like
on
more
everything.
details
Yes.
to this story.
Yes, that's what I want.
And then maybe those details don't exactly lead to the exact interactions, but they still get the car.
The more episodes they have with Joel, the bigger they can sell if they do kill him off.
Yeah.
You like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
But like even with like they get the car in the game, they get the car this way. Like, do you want them to still like at least head back to like those pivotal game moments that move that game forward? But how we get there, you don't care about.
So far, after episode 3, with that background,
yeah,
I'm okay. I'm confident that they can do whatever they want.
Gotcha.
As long as we get game references like Easter eggs, I think everyone's still gonna love it.
Okay.
If we stick with the exact story, we're gonna eventually just get all right. Well, like, we know what's gonna happen, you know.
Okay, so rank episode 2 and 3 out of 10. What do you think?
2 and 3. Okay, 2. 8.
Okay.
3, 9.
I'm gonna go 2, 8, and 3, 10.
Yeah.
I
Perfect
think it's
episode.
I think it's one of the best episodes of television that I've ever seen.
Uh,
It is. Like it just like take away.
so you're going off knowledge that isn't the game. I am.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. Like, specifically go by the fact that if The Last of Us didn't exist, you just got this one episode. Take away the beginning and the end of it, just the story of Bill and Frank.
Yeah.
It's a great episode of television.
All right, we got to wrap it up. Where can we find you, Adam?
You can find me at A Amore Photography on all social media platforms, Archangel Films for the production company, and Nerd Locker Podcast for all this and more coming to you soon.
Awesome. You can mine stop filming, but you can find me at TheSphere21 on any social media ever. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys next time.
See you next time.
Bye.